Welcome back to This is the Police. We are on day 99. Yes, we are about to go past the first century. And our headlines for the day, which is October the 21st of a Monday. Animal rights advocate, people wearing furs are latent serial killers. And workers pinned under blade in sawmill accident. Well, they're quite lucky only to be pinned underneath a blade and not sliced into many pieces by the blade. And the Golden Bird says that taxi driver falls bank robbers. Good man. They use aluminium foil. Oh, City Hall really doesn't like us, do they? Christ. Oh yeah, we have a few deaths and that, and a few calls we didn't respond to, so that would make sense. So we need to be a bit careful here. So Khan didn't come into work, Nordlander and Griffith. How many's not going to bother turn up? There's a big sale going on. No, you can't. We can now give a promotion. The game has told me that I can give that to somebody that I feel like deserves it. And maybe it'll help them improve as well. But the people that are actually at work today here is not really deserving of that. I want to try and give that to somebody that didn't come into work one day to see if it changes their opinion on the situation. But we'll go ahead and go on the map and see if we have more people to hire. Because last time we had a bit of an issue with lots of people. And we have people who died out here. We've got funeral. Oh God, and attention for Darius. He was a servant of the city. He was buried with military honors, as was Mikhail Gorbachev. Rather sadly, he was really good as well. And Beverly Best, rather sadly as well. And we have another funeral for Degar. Very sad over there. That was a lot of officers we lost. Can we hire anyone? No, there's no police officers available for training or hiring at the moment. So that's going to put a rather unfortunate amount of stress on the people we have. We need to just get them coming in now. Rapidly coming in. Hostage situation though at the hospital. That seems a bit serious. Morris-bound frequency visits the intensive care unit since his daughter had an accident 2 days ago. Hang on. So there was an accident 2 days ago and they're frequently visiting. Now I would suspect if my daughter, I don't have a child yet, just, you know, I'm not ready to be a parent. Anywho, I'm not justifying that situation. I'm 26. Yes, I'm 26. It's 2017 and I haven't had my birthday yet. So yes, I'm 26. Doesn't matter. Anyway, 2 days ago, I'd probably stay in the hospital like for the both of those days if my daughter went in for an accident. But in this time, after talking with the doctor, Morris drew a pistol and took several attendants hostage. I won't let anyone go until you stupid lazy pigs start doing something about my daughter. Well, you're not calling them pigs, are you? They're not pigs. It's the police that are called pigs, so we'll get all of those down there. They go to the hospital and they'll arrest. And we also got to be really careful now about the number of officers we send out here. If we can get away with it, send 2. If anything, pair a very experienced guy with somebody less experienced and just try and balance it all out like that. We really have to be really careful out here and manage our resources effectively. And we get 2 calls over here, so let's go with a massive fight. During a scheduled rally at the mayor's office, animal rights advocates were pelted by 5 decapitated. Now I think I can say it in a sort of not clappy motion out here. Were pelted by 5 decapitated chickens, presumably thrown by slaughterhouse employees in a counter-protest. A massive fight started involving armed men. Jesus fucking Christ. The animal rights activists really are taking things seriously, or maybe it's the slaughterhouse people. Anyway, our witnesses report that several people are already wounded. Oh, great. Well, that's all of our officers then, isn't it, with a paddy wagon? Off they go. Hostage situation report came in here. Offenders were called, officers unharmed, civilians were unharmed. And meanwhile, we have a vandalism call. This is the police, ? I want to report 3 ghouls who came in and painted the wall of my house, covering all my graffiti. I spent a weight on that. They destroyed a voiceless or priceless work of art. We'll see if anybody gets back down there. Otherwise, we'll send down 2 officers. Well, technically not otherwise. If they do come back, otherwise we'll just have to leave that one unguarded. It doesn't look like it, and maybe they will request backup at that call. Okay, no, they just got an update. A huge crowd of people are beating each other with bats, batons, and dead chickens. That sounds like a good night out. Throw tear gas grenades into the crowd, shoot the dead chicken lying on the ground, or dive into the crowd and arrest anyone carrying a dead animal. Well, let's try and throw tear gas into the crowd. That seems to be like a good way to handle a rowdy crowd. Just tear gas them until they all cry. Let's see here. Nobody's back in time, I think. Oh, yes, just right. Booming right there. So let's get our Irish fellow here in with Millsap. They can go down there. Just in the nick of time, we now have drug sales at Desire Park. We received several complaints about a man in the park. A whole stream of people are going past. They shake his hand twice and then quickly move on. Witnesses believe that he's selling drugs. Now, I would be inclined to agree with those civilians. Let's send down 2 officers that can probably handle that situation. We only have 1 officer left, so he can't do much. Oh, great, and a mass fucking riot. Oh, well, we got lots of coppers coming back here. Let's see. What do we have? A new boutique advertised to sell, and hundreds of people showed up to the event. When the doors opened, the store's visitors rushed in and started a stampede. A fight quickly broke out, and many customers took advantage of the turmoil, fleeing the store without paying for their goods. But we'll get down a few officers over there. I mean, that should do it. I'm not expecting them to actually do much other than just, calm it down a bit. It's mostly a token response. False alarm, it was, okay, painted by municipal workers. Clearly municipal workers wouldn't do that, they'd hire a contractor. Anywho, they arrested the drug dealing person over there. They got a lovely little boost. We now have a bomb threat at the Atticus Tower. An old man stamped with dynamite walked into the insurance company's offices. He says he's going to blow himself up unless the company immediately pays him everything they owe him. That is not a good situation by any stretch of the imagination. We'll send down those officers. Jane Austen will remain in reserve for any additional calls of backup over there, or perhaps until somebody comes back. We got a call from Victor Josh. Mr. Boyd had to dismiss one of the assistants who helped me with the hives at my apiary, and in retaliation he took all my hives to the landfill and stole all my beekeeping suits and other equipment. I need 3 strong men who can pick up the hives from the landfill and who aren't afraid of a few bee stings. I owe you one, and I'll give you your men a year's supply of honey. Now, I can't do that, but I've heard that the fire brigade might have some equipment that might turn out to be very useful indeed at those situations. Anyway, the mass riot at the boutique, everything was handled perfectly by the 3 coppers. We have 3 officers available out here. It might turn out that they are really happy about it. We also have receiving stolen property at the warehouse, but SWAT's not available at the moment, so we'll go ahead and we'll just take a bit of a chill out here. Will we get paid here? No, but he'll owe us 1. Alright, let's just take a quick moment over here and just let the whole thing calm down a bit. They caught the people out there. We'll take the explosives back over here. I want to see if SWAT will get back in time to go over here. Otherwise, I think they might. I'm not sure. Okay, I missed that one. I would have liked to go to that one just to get a bit of dosh, but we couldn't pause the game. So let's see here. SWAT going to come back in time? No, they're not. They're literally just going to miss out here, but we'll send out those officers over there. And then we have a homicide at Desire Park, and they just came back there as that thing disappeared. Anyway, homicide at Desire Park. While she was jogging in the park, the chief of the Free Brick Philanthropies charity fund was shot by a young man in a ski mask. 2 witnesses tried to detain the attacker, but he opened fire, then hit in a public toilet. So let's get Millsap, Toad in a hole, Irish fella, and Coachy down there. We'll keep down Birch in reserve. Blimey, you've come a long way, haven't you? You were absolutely useless when we started out. Jesus, that's incredible. Frankly, let's be fair, that is incredible progress by him. Anyone else that we've had that far? I think Austin has been here from day 1 as well. That's even major improvement over here. Coachy's been here for the same amount of time. Christ. Jesus, over here, homicide. Over here, they got the offenders. Okay, so there was a murder, but nobody was hurt during the murder. Okay, situation is under control. And we have everyone available over here. And the receiving stolen property. The police pull up to the warehouse. Inside there are sounds of cheerful talk and laughter. A policeman accidentally brushes past a trash can and it rolls around with a clatter. "Who's there?" asks a voice from behind the door. This is Richard. I seem to have forgotten my glasses. Can you please open up? Or ready your weapons. Not ready, no, but ready your weapons and prepare for an assault. Or keep silent and don't move. Let's ready over here. Let's be ready to rush in as soon as they come out here, because we're going to take the first guy out here with a shock, and the guys in there will probably, they'll try and get into cover, but we'll just rush in and shove in our machine pistols and all of that when we make entry. Anyway, the bolt opens on the door, or rather, the bolt on the door flips, and the door swings open slowly. A man with a gun peeks out. We can open fire at the metal door, which is going to ricochet back in our own faces, or kick in the door and storm the building, or stay against the wall, burst out the doors and duck. Let's try and be a bit cunning. And it worked. See, you got to sometimes just be a bit cunning, and then it'll all work out well. We covered some jewellery. Well, let's bring it to the police station. Then we got assault with an offensive weapon. Probably had the word slag written on the side of it. Anyway, a passerby noticed a taxi brake abruptly at the curb and saw a fight going on inside the cab. The guy in the back broke through the partition and he was shouting something and holding a knife to the driver's throat. They seem to be more serious than I initially thought. Anyway, we'll send down Coachy and Millsap. They seem to be a good pairing. Coachy can boost Millsap. What's her first name? Let's see here. Sarah Millsap. Alright, yeah, they'll go out there. I mean, a 715 with somebody who's just 140 might work out well. Both of them are one stripe, so that might create a bit of a conflict, but she'll probably just step down. She could be riding along to learn, the rules of the law. Anyway, updates on the cases over here. We've got 3 new frames run by Marlowe. What about the offensive call? No. Alright, everything worked out well. Alright, let's have a look at our investigations. We may be able to wrap up the extortion and assault report over here. If I click on details, and what do we have? We've got talkie-talkie coming out here. And then over here, that's a gun. It doesn't say anything about the type of weapon, is it? He rarely leaves the house without a gun, but he rarely ever uses it. He prefers to beat debtors with a large whip. And indeed, over here, that one here's got no spores on the back. Spores, I think, is the one that goes out and then spins around, but maybe that's just a spore as well. Maybe that's just a thing from cowboy movies, eh? Maybe they don't even have guns on these little things over here because they're more of a wide-angle view. What about here? They've got a spore. Over there, they've got a gun. As long as we keep the guns identical in it over here. So I don't know, did he maybe break it? Down over here, he manages... Okay, the neighbour heard sounds of breaking glass and a man yelling, prepare to die or pay up. So which one do we think it is? Do we think that it's this one then? Or this one? No. Well, I mean, I'm pretty certain that they'd use those kind of guns. But the question is, no, that's the wrong kind of show. Wrong kind of show. Over here, could it be that one? No, that's still the wrong kind of show. The woman wouldn't have seen it, would she? No, she wouldn't. And over here, and this over here, let's try and see if we can swap that one out. No, indeed not. Although that one here already's got a mark. Presumably that's because the whip already hit his face. And then he was lying there. Do we need to switch those around? No, we don't. This guy, moreover, looks like a younger Jack Boyd. Could he be getting off here? No, because he's obviously already on the horse, innit? And no. And what about that there? No. And then he would probably arrive and break the glass down. And no. So Jake Pritchard, a widow who lost large sums of money, hasn't been able to pay. He lives alone in the suburbs. So again, obviously the woman not there. He lives alone. Weapons, Martin Zant never leaves the house without a gun, but he rarely uses it. He pays debtors out here. Martin Zant wears cowboy boots and spurs. So I'll try and swap it all out here. No, that's the wrong kind of gun. Do that there. No, indeed not. It seems that I had the... Well, I don't know, because obviously I haven't unlocked it yet, have I? But we'll go over here, try and position that there, and no. I don't know what we are supposed to do here. Anyway, we'll go ahead and leave that and see if we uncover any more clues later on. And I don't think we uncovered any other clues, so we'll go ahead and we'll wait with that until a couple of days' time when we get another report in. We're also just about to wrap up the day, right about in a 20 minutes time, which is about what? Now? Yeah, right, let's go with now. End the day and see what we have. We've got Coachy, I'm going to have to ask you to stay tomorrow. God Bomber. And Millsap, you'll have to work tomorrow. Hode, you'll have to work tomorrow. Astus Corden. And everyone else gets to go home.
Well, Jack, who's your favorite right-hand man?
Francis Kendrick. But go on.
A very good lawyer. Very good. Invented a way for you to keep your job. Though invented is hardly the word. He has a whole scheme. A big plan. I just had him on the phone. He's so full of ideas I could hardly get off. Believe me, Jack, this guy knows his stuff.
Wow, I do not know what to say, Martin. That's wonderful news. Can I meet him?
Yes, of course. He's not a local. Right now he's in court on the other end of the country, but he'll be with us in 8 or 10 days. When he gets to Freiburg, we'll sit down, the three of us, and we'll work through the details.
Sounds great. And now you want something from me?
Not at all. Yes. No. Well, I mean, part of his plan is a big public campaign for your support. Talk to the press, lots of interviews, maybe even a few street demonstrations. And it would be nice if your family was there with you. I know you're not talking with your wife, but maybe your children could...
No. Listen. My oldest son and his fiancée have arranged some sort of a trip around the world. A big 7-month tour. His girl's from a wealthy family, so they're taking him with them, along with my younger kids and a few of their friends. They're out there roaming the world, and I'm glad they're away from, well, you know, all of this. They don't even know that I'm getting fired, and I'd like it to stay that way.
Okay, Jack, I thought you might say that. No problem. Oh, it's been a rough day. I think I'll go home and sleep it off.
Martin, wait. Look, you mentioned that you know Laura and me aren't talking, and, well, you think you could help find her?
Jack, I understand that's been hard on you, but I think we should focus on your retirement problem. We finish this, then we'll figure something out, okay? One thing at a time.
I hear what you're saying, Martin, but... Jack Boyd.
Well, Jack, you ready to listen to me ramble for an hour or two? I've had a very busy day.
Almost ready. Bear with me 1 second. Yes, Martin, you're right. One thing at a time. Thanks again. Go home and get some rest. We need your strength. Now I'm ready.
So what's Martin Stett up to? Rather, what's his intentions behind all of that? Anyway, we've done triple digits now. We are on October the 22nd on a Tuesday. Teachers at University of Freiburg downgrade immigrant students. Slice Pizzeria feeds homeless, and military veteran Norris, Freiburg is a war zone. Well, quite. What over here? City Hall. Bloody loves us now. Bloody loves us. After that day, blimey, we did a bloody good job over here doing all of the police activity. So, all of the past days with all the dead officers and all of the calls we didn't respond to, all of that has been ignored. Tars had a bit too much to drink. Yeah, no, you'll stay in here. You're too tired. I've bloody jawed thread away. And Banner drank too much. Just can't hold it together today. All right, go home. Stop drinking. Jesus fuck. Mr. Spanky, you drank too much. You can't hold it together. Yes, go home. Scott Dixon's drunk. Yes, you can go home. Stripes over here. So who can we give it to? Anybody? Who do we feel deserves a stripe? It has to be somebody that gets drunk. So it could go with King. Let's give King a boost. Hopefully her reward will be to not drink. Oh, can't I do that? Oh, because she's not at work. Okay. So who else was it? There was one of the investigators as well. Tar, he's a bit drunk. You get a promotion, Tar. Stop drinking. I'm trying positive reinforcement here. It's a new development leadership tactic that I'm working on. It's not going that particularly well. And why the bloody hell, Christ, can't we hire anyone over here? Alright, we want to request everything right now because it's all getting hot in here. But still no police officers available. And we have 4 unoccupied officer slots. This is a problem. It's a big problem. And I can't fire drunks. And we got a mass riot at the Diamond Dog State Penitentiary. The prison air conditioning system stopped working and the problem might not be sorted out for a few days. Here in this, the prisoners rioted, beating up the guards and took over their cell block. They've taken several civilians hostage and are threatening to kill them unless the prisoners start getting treated like people. The warden says the situation must be sorted out as quickly as possible or the National Guard will have to be called in. Well, moreover, why are we needing a paddy wagon at the prison? Do we need to take them to jail? From prison to jail? It kind of seems like an unnecessary step. Anyway, it's a prison riot. We'll just have to send down everyone apart from 2. They'll stay over here and ready for the calls. It really is all I can do. Now we've got a child molestation call. We have nobody available. 11-year-old Michael Song, a boy from the choir, says he was molested by priest Aaron Huber. Okay, so let's go in here and see who do we have assigned. Double homicide. Okay, we've got extortion and assault. You're at home. Oh, fuck off. What about you here? You're also home. Right. and carjacking. Detectives over here, maybe? No, that's just your thread away. What about the missing person? Are you working today? Yes, you are. So, Weaver, you are no longer assigned this case. And the homicide... Abduction. Let's try and go with abduction. Yes, Johnson, you're taking off that. It's not ideal, I'll gladly admit that, but it's what we're going to have to do here. We got a fresh one coming in. It's a child molestation call. If it had been some sort of financial crime, I could maybe have ignored it. But when there's actual victims here, that is not really possible at all. So those investigations will have to go on the down low for now, and we can always come back to them later on. Master Art report coming in, though. Offenders were caught, officers unharmed, civilians were unharmed. Very nice indeed. Oh, bloody in the bloody thing. Look at all of these we got going on here, and we got 2 officers available. Let's have a look over here. Receiving stolen property. Mrs. Ferguson says that a couple of guys have converted the housing, or the house next door to a store. What? Okay, I'll try and read again. I've obviously cocked this sentence up. Mrs. Ferguson says that a couple of guys have converted the house next door into a storehouse for stolen goods. They're robbing pharmacies and then selling the drugs. So that'll be Coachy and Cecil. Okay, you're apparently not willing to do that. Alright, let's just hope that everyone will come back in time. They've started their child molestation call. That's okay. I think they will come back in time. Yeah, just about. And everyone, you're going to go back out on the street. So we'll get Millsap, Adams, and Cecil. Ooh, we want to actually go out here with another one with Hode over there as well. And we got breaking and entering. April Alston hurt a man break into her neighbour's apartment and start beating the woman who lives there. She screamed and the man kept on demanding something. He couldn't hear the details. So we'll send down Godbomber, Corden, Ivasa and J-Dog. They can go back there. And we've got attempted carjacking. A young cashier went out for a smoke and noticed a suspicious black man slinking around a car near the road. The devil was crawling on the pavement around the car. He looked really suspicious, like a gangster. This may turn out to be an absolute nothing over there, so you'll get 2 officers out there. Clearly that's more of a suspicious person call rather than an actual attempted carjacking, so I'm going to respond appropriately, although that's probably applying too much logic to this game. Anywho, the bottom line is we have 2 officers available now in case anyone needs backup or we get another call like we got here. 2 young mothers have fallen out over something and they've started to fight, scratching and pulling each other's hair. Come on, scramble these crazy chickens, they're scaring my son. Well, we get David Mitchell and Coachy out there. It's not really a serious call, just 2 women fighting. It will be probably 2 in custody. Anyway, we have an update from the stolen property call. All the windows in the house are lit up and there's loud music playing. Knock on the door and yell, open, it's the police. Or knock down the door or knock on the door. Let's just try and knock knock. There's a girl with a bottle of beer sitting on the sofa. There's a gun on the nearby table along with a handful of multicoloured pills. Put down the beer, you're under arrest. You got anything for a headache? Aim at the man. Let's try and make verbal contact. Oh dear, this has gone up. 2 men with shotguns jump in from the next room and open fire. We can shoot to kill, flip the table over and hide behind it, or retreat and surround the house. We're going to shoot to kill. They're presenting a lethal threat to us. Also, we go straight into breaking and entering. The door to the apartment is broken, but the police still knock loudly and announce themselves. A brief noise comes from inside, and then all is quiet. The cops enter. Sitting in the corner is a sobered, battered woman with no one else around. The apartment has no electricity. Search the apartment with a flashlight, stop whimpering and tell us what happened, and calm the woman down. Well, first of all, we need to make the scene secure. That's the top priority. And indeed, we find something over here. The shot girl continues to cry but points at a trembling hand towards the bed in the far corner. Check under the bed or flip the bed over quickly. Don't be silly. Let's check under the bed and see over here. We got the call cleared over here, breaking and entering. Okay, I think we got multiple things going on here now, because this... Who did we send out there? Okay, anyway, we recovered over here. Close that down. Okay, that just seemed to go a whole lot of crazy over here. Yes, indeed, the suspicious man was the owner of the car. He was just looking for his keys. So I think that screen back there kind of messed up 2 calls together. So, anywho, we'll just, we were happy and just take that as it is, really. Oh, and we got 2 calls coming in now. And we have officers coming back just this very moment over here. We've got a fight report coming in, offenders were caught, and officers were unharmed. And moreover, we have these 2 calls. A suspicious item In a residential area, a frightened citizen found a strange box left by somebody on her landing. It's got to be a bomb, he said with a squeaky voice. It's just like in the movies, then it's probably not a bomb. Anyway, we'll send down our 2 least experienced officers, just on the off chance it might be a bomb. We have another report, though, of receiving stolen property at the port warehouses. A man who declined to give his name said that Mary Hindjosa is keeping some stolen jewellery in a storage unit. She just went down there now with something else she recently stole, but be careful, she's armed and dangerous, and she doesn't like handcuffs. Well, we've got coppers, so we can deal with that. Alright, we'll send down 2 patrol units. I'll go ahead and they'll take her into custody, hopefully. Otherwise I might get murdered, but I didn't send down J-Dog, so let's hope not. We now have a suspicious individual call at the farm, right over here. Oh, is it Bill Buckler? No, it's not, it's Donny Hustard. Was walking in the evening with a friend and noticed that someone, or something, was watching them. I only saw this silhouette, but it seemed like a monster. Oh, we were so frightened we ran to the nearest farmhouse and called you right away. But we sent down the Vars and Jensen to have a bit of a look-see around and see if there's any monsters. If not, just to calm them down. Suspicious item. A homeless man had left a box of junk near the entrance to the building, so indeed, no bomb. Stolen property report. Offender were caught, officers unharmed, and jewellery was found. Let's bring it to the cop shop. Let's not steal it. We have a few dosh stowed away at the Atticus call, so we don't really need to try and be all sneaky-weaky at the moment. We have a fight now at the Desire Park. A young couple was strolling through the park hand in hand, talking nicely between themselves when up ran a young man in a leather jacket. He snatched the girl from the hands of her boyfriend and started yelling loudly at her, like it was some kind of argument. According to a witness, the assailant could hardly stay on his feet and it seemed like he was hiding some kind of weapon in his jacket. Alright, we'll send down 1 unit over here. Let's actually get Coachy down there with J-Dog. They can handle that very nicely just as a single unit. No need to send down any additional units at the moment. Suspicious individual called. The couple was frightened by a scarecrow in the field. Yes, indeed. Not surprised there, but we sometimes just have to take that as a chance. And indeed, the fight at the Sire Park is more serious than thought. We'll send down Adams and Cunnilingus so they can go down and assist. Hopefully they'll be able to wrap that one up. Apparently it's more than we thought, but oh well, that happens, you know. Oh dear, homicide report. No new frames found. Abduction, no new frames found. Missing person, 1 new frame found. Carjacking, 3 new frames found. Delightful. Detective Weaver found 3 new frames for the child molestation. And we have a disorderly conduct at the Wise Dragon restaurant. We have received a complaint about noise coming from a restaurant. It's the 5th day of a damned wedding and they're still at it. Noise, shouting, swearing, some foreign music with wilted flowers on the windowsill. And a whole symphony of vulgarity, complained a retired English teacher. The window of her apartment directly overlooks the restaurant. How can you have a wedding go on for that long? Anyway, it does sound like there's quite a few people to... Well, let's send down 2 units at first. We've got a fire report coming in here. Offenders were caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Alright, let's have a look in here for the carjacking call. That's the one in it. Let's try and go into details and see here. Yes, indeed it is. So, Nina, where... Oh, no. This is something different. Oh, yeah, because we nicked the bloke. Got it, yeah. Nina Ware is an experienced thief. She never leaves a scratch and never resorts to violence to pass through private access areas. Nina Ware always uses fake documents, for example, a private investigator's license or a fire inspector's badge. Oh, great. Are we only going to get car theft? We are also going to get some degree of document falsification or forgery. That's great. I like this. This is a good case with multiple different charges. Oh, wonderful. The cameras around the unions of Arcadia have been disabled to protect the privacy of the club guests. And gaining access, Nina Ware normally uses a jimmy stick to open car doors, but this thief is quite small and agile and could climb through the cab through the opening in the trunk. Right. What's a jimmy? Oh, that's probably that thing there, right? The thing you put down and then you unlock things. She never uses keys. Real pros don't need keys. You are right indeed. So we go in here. She shows that, and probably that. Oh, yeah, knocked it out of the park. She's an accountant over here, so we can go and arrest her, and let's do it at night. We can go to the Sips and Sprinkles car wash. Nina Ware keeps thorough books and often stays late at work. We can send down Jensen and Hode. They can go out there. We could go to a place where she loves pizza, but I think there's a higher chance of her being at work than getting a pizza at a bit past 1 a.m., right? Anyway, we'll see here once they arrive on scene what they find. We also have an update for the disorderly conduct call. Offenders were caught, officers were unharmed. That was the 5-day-long wedding, I believe. Christ, imagine what their whole wedded life will be like then. And the carjacking report came in. It was the wrong place, so she could have been at the pizza. So we'll have to get her to stay in for tomorrow then, Mole. Okay, Mole. Oh, dear, no, she's going to be absolutely knackered then. Oh, well, she'll have to be knackered. She can always take another day off, so you'll have to stay in tomorrow. Who do we have? We got Adams. Order to work tomorrow. J-Dox, you can stay in. Jensen, you can stay in. Mitchell, you can stay in. And Cecil, you can stay in as well. Yeah, that about wraps it up, I think, for today. Day 101. 59% of Freeburg parents use physical discipline. And 14th century wine barrel found in city dump. And controversial artist Sigmund Hammerling commits suicide. And everyone loves us. Lovely stuff. Luckett didn't come into work today, and Griffith didn't come into work today, and Hope didn't come into work today, McNamara didn't come into work today, Newbury is very tired, can hardly walk straight, can you go home? Yes you can. Oh no, Mole, you were not supposed to drink today. Why can't my officers just not drink for just a day? No, but yes, you're gonna have to go home. Oh, I can't spare these officers. Right, that's a major spanner in the works, isn't it? Anyway, Street Wolf from Run Atticus, Jack, one of my parents, or partners, not parents. Jack, one of my partners, with whom I have several very large contracts at the request of his wife, wishes to open a confectionery factory in Freiburg. The problem is that the local store stock products from the Clementine Burroughs factory and there's no room for competition in the market. Not that I care about selling fucking candy, but I must demonstrate that I'm a reliable business ally. Today, a couple of my best men will burn this Clementine factory to the ground, and nobody's going to get in their way. Right. Okay, this seems like a very good time. Oh, we got one more police officer. Can we actually... Oh, yup! Oh, get in. We can now hire loads of coppers. So let's hire a couple for B shift. Let's get Shevchenko. We'll get Glenn Gay. We'll get Norito Osaki. Not going to get him. Detectives. We can hire another detective. Apparently. Oh, we can't yet because I haven't seen that thing. Request City Hall. We can now hire one more detective. So let's bring on Ruby Sims for A shift. And we won't hire in Victor Batinsky because that's... Well, we will because it's a butt joke. But my God, he is absolute dog wank. Anyway, request from City Hall. We can now earn... 10% more. Funeral. Oh, add attention for him, Thompson, a woman. And funeral for Rocker over here. Yes, served very hard and long. Anyway, we have to do this arrest, but she is at home because she's a bit drunk. We've got a massacre at the Atticus Tower. An armed assailant entered the Jesus, you got covered, insurance officers. No. Right. Okay. Let's try it from the top. An armed assailant entered the Jesus got you covered insurance officers and opened fire on everyone inside. One of the secretaries grabbed the phone, hid in a closet and dialed the police. According to her, the man has often come to the office and argued with his agent about his payments. But now it seems he's finally lost his mind. So, that is just a case of, yeah, everyone down there, there's a mass shooting going on. That happens every now and then. But everyone, off you go, out the door. Also, if we're going to not do that, we may want to do this over here. Can I not turn this down? Yes, let's take money into our normal bank account so we don't get caught out. Yes, I can play this game. You can't trick me, people of the Atticus Corporation. If I'm not going to cooperate with you, you're not going to be allowed to steal my money, are you? Although that is a lot of dosh, in it. Very good. I mean, we're supposed to just get 5,000 or 500,000. 5,000 would be easy, but 500,000, not quite. Although we are about halfway to the mark. Indeed, we're just over by $1,348. I've taken all that money out of my account, and that'll probably just be that. Moreover, do I want to potentially send away some of these tired officers on a little break? Because I can do that. I just don't know if that's something I want to do. Also, we had that investigation a while ago that we did never really respond to. But no, indeed not. It seems that everything in here is very much old. So if you don't investigate something straight away... Oh, great, another child molestation call. What is it this time? Photo studio employee Clark Mitchell called the police about a customer who seems to be involved in child molestation. The man brought in some photos for development. All normal stuff, family photos from the holidays. But at the end of the reel, the studio found a photo of a naked elderly man next to a girl no older than 13. Apparently the client forgot to remove that shot. I don't think they technically forgot to remove the shot, but rather, if you have old films, and I remember this, a film was just one long string, so you would have to manually go in and clip off the final photographs from the film, and you would kind of have to pull it out and just ruin the whole thing. Oh great, we got another mass incident. Apparently not, because we can only send down 2 officers. Anywho, at the entertainment district, a suicide... Hang on. Massacre... Oh, massacre report. Oh, that does make a good amount of sense over here. So the massacre turned out to be okay, because nobody was murdered during the massacre. Anyway, suicide threat. Erin Fredette is terrified that she just met a suicide case. Her face was painted so sadly, I just brought tears to my eyes, seeing the poor girl. Her whole being ached, stuck in one spot and unable to move on. We have to try and save her. Is that not one of those human statues? Come on, it's a human statue. You've just got to look at a woman painted in like silver or something. It's not that bloody difficult, is it? Oh, and now the child molestation call comes in here. The suspect is at the photo studio standing with his back to the door. He's telling the employee to hurry. You there, let's go. Out on the street, arrest the man. You sick bastard, those are children. Alright, let's take him into custody first of all. Oh, that was easy. And now we have an attempt at carjacking on Fleet Street. Stepping out for a smoke break, a convenience store owner saw a hooded figure around the corner ducking into a car. At first the store owner didn't think anything of it, but then the car alarm went off. So yes, indeed, that sounds like a car theft in progress. We have a report coming in about the suicide threat. It was just a professional mime. Indeed, indeed. We have a disorderly conduct at the Everyday Mall. A respectable woman let out a squeaky scream, then a roar right in front of her. A crazy guy in acid-washed pants sat down to eat pieces of his own excrement while he gave the terrified woman a silly smile. It's just so disgusting, Michael. Right in front of so many people and the children. The woman couldn't calm down. Alright, we'll send down a couple of officers and have a bit of a look and see if there's actually somebody eating shit. Anyway, we have Clementine Burrows. Mr. Boyd, I cannot tell you how dear my factory is to me. It took decades to realise my late husband's dream to fill the city with candy, which any poor man can afford, but I'm sure you don't have time for this. I hear you're a businessman, so I come to you with a business proposal. Save my factory and you'll take a share in our daily profits. Oh, hang on. So the Atticus Tower, apart from the fact that they had that little account, nothing else really. But we can get a steady source of income over here. That's interesting. Let's give that a bit of a thinky. We have a fight at the cemetery. A gravedigger at a funeral struck the grieving father with a shovel. He imagined that the man was giving him a nasty look. A fight immediately broke out. I'd like to point out that the fight had technically been started. But we'll go ahead and we'll send down a couple of officers down there. Sent those down. Attempted carjacking, call offender caught, officers unharmed, and no civilians was a threat. Anyway, do we want to help out the Clementine Burrows factory over here? That is a question indeed. I mean, Atticus Tower, what can they do? I mean, we can host a party and all of that over here to relax and all of that. We have the secret account, which is very nice. But overall, there doesn't really seem to be much of a benefit in staying with them, is there? Certainly, I mean, they're up to certain things over here, and I don't know. You see over here, we've got a commit now. All right, let's send down Millsap, Corden, and Lovas over there to assist with her factory. We have a carjacking coming in at the Double Olive Pizza. Oh no, wait, that's the wrong one. Homicide, a Johnson, Jürgen and Katz law firm. Emilio Montes Medrano, chief suspect in the murder of his wife and her parents, was released on bail and was discussing his defense with his lawyers, preparing for the upcoming hearing. The meeting quickly descended into controversy and they'd been shouting at each other for a long time. Then suddenly Mr. Medrano ran out of the conference room, only to return a few minutes later with a gun. He shot one of the lawyers in the head and the others started cowering on the ground. The secretary called the police and heard 3 more shots while she was on the phone. So that gets all of those officers down there. That's quite a serious call. A fight report. Offender called. Nobody was harmed despite the fact that somebody was hit in the head with a shovel. Over here, the disorderly conduct was recently returned from trip to Japan and he was just enjoying some of the extravagant sweets he'd brought back. So our officers arrived over by the sugar sweet confectionery over here. It was saved, and thank you, Mr. Boyd, my factory saved. I knew you were a good man. There's not many people like you left in this city. Well, they kind of told us that they were going to have a little, thing. Anyway, homicide call. Emilio Montes Medrano is standing in the conference hall, armed with a gun. He's back to the door. He's pushed 2 men into a corner and he's held them at gunpoint. 2 others are at the floor. One isn't moving and the second one is growling and holding out the stomach. Quietly sneak into the conference room and take down the suspect. Taser the bastard, or Mr. Medrano will have your wife on the line. She's begging you not to do anything stupid. Taser, taser, taser. Immediately taser. And indeed it worked out well. Somebody was murdered but civilians weren't harmed. Run Atticus over here. Indeed, we are going to regret it. Our partnership is at an end. Your day will come and then you'll see what a terrible mistake you've made. Well, really, you shouldn't try and set fire to a fucking factory, should you? Anyway, let's see if anybody else would come back in time to assist with a massive fight at the football stadium. No, they won't. So off we go. Paddy Wagon, Adams. Anyway, let's read the whole message, shouldn't we? A group of visiting fans were singing an offensive song called Freeburg, Capital of Crap, and throwing corn cups in the field. Our local fans aren't about to put up with that, and a fight has broken out. As it would, it's a football match anyway. We'll send down all the officers we have available. And there will certainly be officers available after this to go and help out in case they will need it. But, all in all, I think they may have it handled over there. Look at that, Christ. Yeah, this feels like the first day where we actually have enough officers working and we are absolutely punishing the people we have. Hopefully after this anything will calm down. Now we've got a massacre in the forest. Is it genuinely a massacre? A group of 10 students went into the woods to camp for the night. They set up tents, made a fire, drank some alcohol and sang some songs. Around midnight, they were suddenly attacked by a large man with a bag on his head wielding a hatchet. One girl managed to reach the road where she flagged down a passing car and caught the police right away. The fate of the other students is still unknown. Right, this could all be a prank. There is a possibility of that, but there's also the possibility that there is genuinely a massacre going on. And indeed, we need backup at the football stadium. So we sent down J-Dogs, O'Hanlon and, was it Nordlander or whoever it was. Anyway, we got David Mitchell available now in case the massacre needs some help, or the football stadium. And we got 2 reports coming in here, nothing found, and extortion, nothing found. Right, let's have a look here and see, maybe we don't need that one there. Certainly not that one. But he would arrive, he would get off the horse, and then could he be coming out then? Or there, or, well, he would probably be out first, wouldn't he? Then what about that? No. I mean, I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Okay, so he's at home here, right? That's the start of it here. He's on the phone. He walks up to the house, gets off his horse. Indeed, it's with the right shoes and that. And then he gets a whip out and he whips him on the side of his head. And then he can, well, technically that would be there, or there maybe. Or there, right. Could we go out here? Are we using the wrong horse? Maybe they have a white horse. No, they don't. Do we know that? His vehicles, anywhere on his favourite sort, Snow White. That could be an indication. That could possibly be an indication. But there's no spores worn here, unless they are, like, invisible or something. So let's try with that one instead, then. And see over here. Well, we've got 2 of those with the shoeies, so let's try and avoid that. Over here, that would probably be the one. And then we need the whippy, windowy thingy. Let's put that there. Maybe that one. What are we showing there? We got the same gun here. No, I think we got the right colour of horse here, but we got the wrong kind of shoes. Not something you get to say in a criminal investigation that often, is it? No, indeed, it doesn't seem to be the right one so far, so we'll have to keep that one open. Who do we have working on this case? Let's have a look here on the extortion end. So we've got 3 detectives. And they're all working today, but they haven't actually uncovered anything, have they? That's terribly unfortunate. What about her? Oh no, we have to arrest. What about the missing person over here? There's just one working. We'll see about that tomorrow then. Alright, let's try and wrap up the day. And the massacre in the forest is more serious than thought, so we'll send out David Mitchell. He can go out there and assist. He's a very experienced officer. The fight cleared itself. Offender was caught. Officers were unharmed. Civilians were unharmed, despite the fact that there was a huge fucking fight. Nobody got hurt, which is probably a good thing. Or maybe they were all hooligans, in which case it wasn't. Anyway, we'll wrap up the day as soon as all the officers have come back from their activities. And the massacre cleared itself. Here's the final call. Offenders were caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians were unharmed. So, the end of the day here. And I don't think we need to get anyone to stay in, actually. I think that's all covered now. So, day 102 will be looked at next time. Goodbye for now.